Hey, welcome to Integrated Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. We're still down at Silver Dollar City, and we are in the Wilderness Church here that's on the grounds of Silver Dollar City. And looking behind me there over my shoulders with two of my youngins. And when I said, I want to shoot a video up here, they said, can we be in it? And I said, of course you can be in it. We just got done riding the, what's it called, guys?
American Plunge.
American Plunge.
Right,
Huh? Well, whatever. It was the American Plunge. It's one of those water rides that you go plunging down and splash, right? So my hair's, I'm like a wet dog. Fortunately, I happened to just pick up a new hat while I was down here. And those of you who have read, which one was it in? I think it might have been the second one, the Revival, when I went down, when the Scots went down to Texas, and they went down to contact the Rangers down there, the Texas Rangers, the lawmen, not the ball players, and I used that to talk a little bit about some hat etiquette. For any of you who are interested, there's a lot of etiquette that goes into a cowboy hat, and it's some of it's silly, some of it's interesting, but it's all a part of the American experience and such. And one of the things now is that you shouldn't wear a cowboy. You take off your hat when you go into a church, but there's nothing going on in here. So right now, the world is the church. And right now, there's nothing going on in here. So rather than make you all look at my wet dog sopping hair, I figured I'd put my hat on. Normally, for those of you who are interested in hats, I don't know how many of you are. This is a Stetson. I don't usually like Stetsons. They're great hats, nothing wrong with them. But Stetson makes something called just a regular oval. And I prefer Resistol, which has a long oval because just the shape of the head. But this is a straw. And usually in the summer times, you'll wear a white straw hat. Only, for the most part, country singers wear black straw hats, and guys, I guess, that just wear them to go dancing in. But anyway, so that's all you need to know about my hat, I suppose. Coming in here made me think of, and I'm gonna I may make another one later on today. There's a saying about all hat and no cattle, and that kind of makes me think of some that are going on in the preparedness world, but I won't do that one right now. When I came into the Wilderness Church here, and wherever we go someplace, we like to walk around and stop and take a look at these things and just take a few minutes, quiet time and sit and think and reflect. And here at Silver Dollar City, you hear a lot about America, and I've talked a lot about America lately, and I'm getting to wonder whether I shouldn't put these over on. I put on a separate channel some time ago. I never did much with it, called American Reversion. And I think some of these lately would be more appropriate over there. They're not so much prepper related or preparedness or survival related, except that the fight that we're in for our country really is the greatest preparation. So maybe I'll start putting this stuff over there more, but I just wanted to put this one here. And anyway, so here, you hear a lot here in Silver Dollar City. You're going to hear a lot of God bless yous and God bless America and patriotic themes, and that's one of the reasons that we love it here. And when I came in here to the church to sit down for just a few minutes, it made me think of something that Thomas Paine said, and I'm not sure that I'll get it exactly right, but it has to do with the title of my upcoming book, which will be the fifth one, I think, and that is The Blessings of Freedom. Yeah, you remember that, right? That's what I was originally going to name the fourth book, and I changed it to An Appeal to Heaven because that also has historical meaning. But Thomas Paine said that he who expects to reap the blessings of freedom must, like a man or a woman in our day, endure the, how did he put it? The fatigue of its support. And, that made me think a lot about what do we really do to support the freedom that we have. I think we take a lot for granted. It's easy to throw around platitudes. And, there's probably nothing, no word, no phrase, no, concept that has more famous quotations about it by people far smarter and more eloquent than I, than does freedom and liberty. But it's easy to throw this stuff around. What is it? The cost of freedom is eternal vigilance. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Well, that's so true. But are we always, and that's what eternal means, forever, right? Are we always vigilant in defending our liberties and our freedom? And I would say that we are not. There may be some who are. I won't claim to be. I've let a lot of things slide because it was just easier to let them go than to fight every skirmish that comes along. And I kind of talked about that in the last one. So I'll take blame on that myself. But what I want to put out here to you all is that thought, Thomas Paine's thought, that if we expect to reap those blessings of freedom, the freedoms that were won for us by those who gave a lot more than most of us have, we have to be willing to shoulder our share on a daily basis and to support that, to endure the fatigue. And I think that's an excellent word. I'm sure that Paine gave a lot of thought to that, even though they expressed themselves, as I said, much more eloquently than we do today. To endure those fatigues of its support, of the support of freedom, of liberty. And when I'm down here, I'm looking out a window. Above this window in front of me is a biblical verse. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. We appeal, as my last book, I appeal to heaven. And as we appeal to heaven, as we ask God to guide us and to strengthen us and to be with us in our endeavors, that's not enough. There's too many people that will say, well, God, please take care of things. Please keep our country great. Please, maintain our liberties and all that. And while that should be the first thing that we do, it certainly shouldn't be the last, and it shouldn't be everything that we do. That's just the starting point, and then it's up to us. And we should ask Him to strengthen us in our endeavors, in our daily life, to stand up and to defend those freedoms and those liberties. So that was just the thought that came to me here today. That and for us to reflect on those words and to realize, whether it was back in the Revolution, whether it was back in the days before what some people mistakenly call the Civil War, whether it was out here in what was then considered the West. We're down here now in southern Missouri, right along the Arkansas border, just a few miles. It's where a lot of my family was from after they came up here from South Carolina and Georgia and Tennessee. And you think about what it took for them to establish a country. Imagine, we can see the movies, we can read the books, we can read the history, we can read their letters, but we don't really have a sense of what it took to build the country that we have been able to enjoy the liberties and freedoms of. And I think it's incumbent on us to do that. We need to take ourselves back because we're in a struggle now. we're getting ready, I think, to get into a bigger fight than we've been in some time, mainly because a lot of people haven't been fighting it on our side. It's kind of like what they said about the war on terror. They've been at war with us for a long time, but we haven't been at war with them. We didn't realize it. It's kind of the same. We've looked at those idiocies over on the other side that now are really trying to tear our country down, and we just kind of sloughed them off. What a bunch of idiots. Don't they realize how stupid they are? No, they don't. They don't think that they're stupid at all. They think that they are called on to destroy this country. And as long as we don't take them seriously, they're going to keep on winning battle after battle after battle. I've been glad to see just in the last few days, I've noticed that there have been a lot of pushback across the country. There have been a lot of people coming back and standing up for what we believe in, and we have to be bold about what we believe in. We believe in traditional values. We believe in America the way it was set out to be. We believe in those things that the founders set down. Understanding that our rights came from our Creator and Almighty God, and have the strength to stand up and defend those things. Not thinking that just because we lucked into coming along after this country's been built for the most part, that we ought to be able to sit back in the saddle and just lope along with no efforts on our part. So anyway, those are my thoughts today. And I just want to keep on encouraging. People will say, maybe I should put this on too. People have asked, well, what can we do? What should we do? And I'll just reiterate, talk to people. Talk to people, those people who feel the way that you do, that we do. Encourage them, build them up, strengthen them, support them. Build groups, expand your group of friends, give them some of your strength. Let them know that if they will just stand up and speak their mind and speak up for what we know to be right, that you're going to be there supporting them as well, and that there is a larger group that they think that feel the way they do. I'm sorry, folks, I don't mean to get you in. I'll take you out of it. I was just shooting at you two. That's all right. Well, I didn't mean to chase them out. But anyway, I'll turn around here so that we don't get those folks in there if they prefer not to be in there. And the people who maybe don't feel the way we do, I'm not saying that we attack them, but I'm saying that if they want to start a fight, who are you not to oblige, right? If you know what you're talking about, stop giving them cover. Stop just sloughing it off. Stop walking away. Turn around and make them defend themselves. And however this comes out in the end, the more we push back now, and the more we take out of their energy, the better chance we have to keep this thing the way we want it. Very simply, to retain the country as it should be, to continue to enjoy the freedoms, the liberties that we've had, and maybe, hopefully, reclaim the ones that we've already lost. But if we don't fight, we're not going to do it. Okay? And it's a lot easier to fight with words than it is if you have to do something else. So I'm going to call it a day on that. But you all have a good one. Think about that. Think about what you can do. Do you have friends that you can reach out to? Can you strengthen those existing contacts you have? Can you develop new ones? Can you create networks that will have an effect on the people around you? And the more that we're able to do that, the better it will be in the long run, whatever that long run brings us. Okay. So I'll call it a day there. I'm going to go out and try to dry out in the sunshine. You kids ready to go do something else? Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Well, you all, yeah. Everybody's wearing masks down here at Silver Dollar City. It's like 10,000 Jesse James running around down here. You think you're going to get robbed every time you turn around. Y'all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well in order to today in order to live well tomorrow. And those preparations, those daily preparations now really have to be our concentrated efforts in the war of ideas. Okay. If we can win the war of ideas, maybe there won't be something else on the other side. We'll see. Okay. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.